Filing taxes in France is impossibly complicated.
It's complicated in every country in the world. Unless you live in Dubai, there is no taxation, right?
Us, the French people, are complaining about everything, and even more when we have to pay for something.
If you have the right advisor, you might find it very easy.
I hope it's going to be a running gag. I hope so.
Hello guys, welcome to French Tax Online. Today, this is the part 2 of the video about the myth on the French taxation system. I am still with Ryan, who you know very well. I guess we can start. Let's go, Ryan.
Myth number 6. French taxes are ridiculously high. Owning property in France seems to come with its own set of myths. Are property taxes really that bad here in France?
No, it's not. Again, that's a myth. We have the taxe habitation, which is about to be... Well, we have the taxe foncière, property tax, which is in lots of different countries. It's not huge. It's from few hundred to a few thousand, depending on the property you have. But this is a tax, which is in lots of countries. And for example, in the US, there is a property tax which is higher compared to the French one.
Depending the states. I mean, in California, no, it's really high.
Absolutely. And then the taxe habitation, it's like the cousin of the taxe foncière. It's been deleted in France for most people, but then now it's back for second homeowners. But even though with both taxes, it's not that bad compared to a lot of different countries, and then you don't have so many more taxes to be paid. So that's not true. I don't agree with this. Owning a property in France is not crazy expensive at the moment.
So you have compared to the US, for example. How do they compare these taxes to other European countries like Germany, UK, Portugal, Spain?
A lot of countries have a property tax, okay, because it's an easy way to get money from the government, and the percentage is pretty much the same in every country. And I would say that, depending on my research, France is in the middle. It's not cheap, it's not high, but as I said, it's definitely more cheaper in France than in the US, for example.
Okay, so again, it's just a myth.
Absolutely.
Myth number 8. Filing taxes in France is impossibly complicated. The French tax system is famous for being complex. Is it as bad as it seems? Or are there tools and resources that can simplify it?
Again, Ryan, it's not easy, but let's be honest. Have you ever seen a personal tax return in the US? It's a nightmare, and it's worse than France. So when an American citizen asks me, "Hey, Giro, is it that complicated?" I'm like, "Guys, it's easier than in your country." And to be honest, it's complicated in every country in the world. Unless you live in Dubai, there is no taxation, right? But if you live in a country where you have to pay taxes, it's just, I think that this myth exists because it's just not their own country. People do not speak the language, and we have a lot of forms just in every other country, right? So no, it's not that complicated. It is complicated, even for the French, right? Even for you, because you call me every year for your tax return.
That's true.
So it's complicated to everyone, but is it more complicated in France than in other countries? I don't believe so.
Very clear. So,
And again, if you have the right advisor, you might find it very easy.
which you probably are. Probably.
It's online, for example.
For example, let's try it out. I hope it's going to be a running gag for every myth. I hope so. What's your advice for someone filing French taxes for the first time?
That's easy. You can contact French Tax Online. I would say, first of all, you watch the videos on French Tax Online, you understand the system, you contact us, we do the work for you, and then you can enjoy La Belle Vie in France. Very easy.
Very clear. Just to go beyond all of what we've been saying, exploring the origins. So just getting back to the origins of all of this stuff. Why do you think so many myths? There's so many myths about French taxes persists, and also, is it a cultural issue or a lack of information or something else?
Again, that's because France is a very tax country. We've got lots of different taxes, and nobody likes taxes, right? So even the French, they find it complicated, but it's the same in every other country. Look, let's take the US, for example, again. Pretty much every American is working with a CPA for their own taxes. So that's the same to France. And let, let, I don't believe the German system is very simple. I don't believe the Italian system is very simple neither. The British system is supposed to be simple, but it's not that simple, right? So no, again, it's because taxation is complicated, and France has a lot of taxes, and of course, everything is in French. It's been a paper for a long time. So I think that all this created a myth, but in the end, I do not believe it's more complicated than in any other country.
And also, us, the French people, are complaining about everything, as
Yeah,
everyone knows,
yeah,
and even more when we have to pay for something.
absolutely.
That's probably why there's that image of that,
Yeah, yeah.
really high tax in France. Are there any myths or misconceptions you found surprising when you first started working on taxation?
I was talking about that earlier. Mm, the foreigners who are in France, they often think that they can just manage their taxes from their home country and still live in France. I met so many people telling me, "Yeah, I live in France for 10 years. Okay, do you have a French restaurant? No, 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 no. I have everything in the UK. Yeah, but you live in France. Yes, but I don't have French source of income. Okay, but you're supposed to declare in France because you live in France. Oh, really? Yeah, and that's the same for rental income. How many people owning a property in France, renting it, making money out of it, and still declaring it in the US or in the UK? It's crazy. But I think that's the thing that surprised me the most when I started this job.
When can someone say that they do live in France? It's starting at 3 months, 6 months.
It's not that simple.
Okay.
Again, the tax residency is a gray area, as I said with Richard in other podcast. So it's not very simple to say, oh, I am a tax resident or I'm not. It's more like you are deciding, you are declaring that you became a tax resident that day or this one. Okay, because it's a matter of number of days spent in France, your assets, your main home, your family, etc., etc. So
Wow.
it's
Okay.
definitely not that simple. It's more of you being the one declaring, okay, guys, I believe I became a French resident in April 2025.
What about some other myths and trying to bust this myth in practice? So with examples, what's the most ridiculous or extreme myth you've heard about French taxes? Something absolutely incredible that you've had to say no, it really doesn't work like that.
I don't know if you remember, President François Hollande created a 75% tax above €1 million income, I think.
I do.
And I had some American clients on the phone last time, and they were like, "Giraud, how can we declare more than 1 million? Because I believe you guys are taxed like 90% or whatever." I was like, "No, tell me more about that." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, but and in the end, I understood it was because of that. So no, there is no 75%, 90% taxation system. It
Thank
doesn't
God.
exist. It's been for a year, I believe, and then it was deleted. So no, there is no 75% tax bracket."
Thank God. The truth about taxes. Shifting the perspective. So, what do you think people should do to better understand the French system?
Well, watching French text on my videos, of course, a bit more seriously. You can to be fair, you can watch our videos. They are quite good, quite simple. You have lots of them about all different topics. Everything is free, very accessible. Because can I really advise you to read the Code Général des Impôts? I don't believe so.
Me personally, please do not advise me to do so. Please, please.
And I don't believe I really do know lots of documents with lots of information in English about the French taxation system. It's not very spread. So yeah, watching our videos is a very good way to start, and then probably get in touch.
Yeah, because that's a really, really touchy kind of problem, but also there is only a very few information about it. So again, probably take a look to French Tax Online account on YouTube and wherever you can. Probably there's some good videos to watch. Are there areas where the French system is actually more favorable compared to other countries?
We're not that bad for with the companies actually. The micro-entreprise is quite cheap
Yeah.
to work and to make a little bit of money. We've got lots of crédit d'impôt recherche, for example.
True.
If you have a startup, it's very beneficial. The corporate tax rate is 15% up to 42K of profit, and then it's 25%. So again, compared to other countries, it's not that bad. We've got a flat tax, which is 30%, including social charges and income tax on dividends, interest, capital gain. Again, that's not too bad compared to lots of different countries. So yeah, this is what I said at the beginning of the video. We are not good in lots of different aspects. I agree with this. But on the other hand, if you're smart and well advised, you can definitely, follow the rules and adjust your way of working and making money to make it not too bad, as I'd say.
Okay. The future of taxation in France. Do you think the French tax system is evolving to become simpler or more efficient?
Everything is online more and more, and this is a very good change, for example. So it's not becoming easier, but it's becoming smoother because of the online thing. We've got a messagerie, which is a chat with your own tax center, SIP, SIE, and people respond quite quickly, to be honest. So I'm not saying it's going to be great and easy and fast, but at least it's online and the website is working quite well. I must admit. So it's not too bad, and it's at least it's getting better, not worse.
Great. So, what role does technology, like just to say, like what you said, like online filling or automation, play in debunking these myths?
Well, again, we have more and more online stuff, and it's actually going to be mandatory more and more. So it's easier to manage your taxes this way. So we are going the right way on this one in France.
For the final part, where can people go to learn more about French taxes and more myths with you? And I think I know the answer.
You can watch my other videos and of course contact me. You can book a consultation with someone on my team or myself. You can get in touch by email, ask us some questions, and we'll be very happy to answer you. I think we're good for now, Ryan. Thank you very much for being with us today. I hope we'll see you in a new video very soon.
Totally.
Thank you.